Welcome to Psychos and Sociopaths. Today we're going to take a little bit of beaten path. We're not going to talk about a serial killer, but we are going to talk about how to not get caught with a serial killer and different tricks of our trade. This is me coming from a correctional officer, not military personnel, but and diving in and talking to law enforcement and spec ops and infantry, and you just infantry and whatever else you want to divvy in on that one.
Yeah.
But basically, what we're gonna do is, if you're and the likelihood of you actually being in this situation, it's very, very, very low. But but it's also depending on where you're at. Like
Right.
if we were in like South Chicago, yeah, you would use this shit.
Yeah.
And it's more or less for people that are traveling, because we actually have. I know one person, well, actually two now, that actually does a lot of traveling and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And one's for my work and one's a friend of yours. A lot of traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just basically a shout out to the travelers that keep us, our country, a little bit going and go out of their way. And
Yeah, and transporting goods, services, things like that to
Yeah.
and fro. Yeah. But we were talking about what angle we were going to take with this episode, and you're right. We talk about all these serial murders. We talk about all these narcissists. We talk about all these demented individuals who get off on doing unspeakable things to other human beings. But we never take the time to really kind of identify warning signs. I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked about it a little bit as far as what kind of personalities these people have, but we never really talked about what to look for, what not to look for. And and one thing that really we identified this early on in this series was the narcissist. Just the narcissistic nature of these individuals. They'll pick a target, and they will they'll sell themselves as being the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then as soon as things start to go south, as soon as they feel like they're about to get caught, they turn the tables on their target, make the target the aggressor, and then they come out looking like the victim. And in a lot of times, and almost 100% of the time, with the exception of the few victims that escaped from the people that we've profiled.
And this is coming from people that are just, I want to say just idiots to the actual people that actually do the profile stuff. And we're just picking up on this as, the stuff that we just noticed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it is, but I pick up patterns.
Right.
Fast.
And it's like, okay, so, for example, you just say you get somebody that comes in, and I don't know, I'm just throwing a scenario out here, but just say somebody that comes in and they initiate an affair with somebody. This person comes in from outside of the relationship, and they initiate an affair with one person or the other, whether it be the male or the female. And everything would seem to be just great, until you get that level of comfort, and then they start to impose their controlling habits. They make people feel like trash. They get them to do things that they wouldn't otherwise normally do. They get them to turn their backs on family and friends.
They also get jealous.
They get insanely jealous.
Yeah, I've also noticed this, and I try to tell this to a friend of mine, that his wife, it was his wife at the time. His wife was getting extremely jealous of just me and him hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, she's cheating on you. I was like, no, she would never do that. I was like, no, I already see the signs.
Mm-hmm.
She's cheating on you.
Yeah.
because people that actually cheat get jealous of the other person hanging out with anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'll see that, and then with the person that's getting jealous, in those cases, I don't think it's necessarily jealousy, because jealousy kind of lends itself to the idea that there's some sincere feeling there. A lot of times, these narcissists will hang on to these people because they're either agreeable, they're easy, and more times than not, it's because they're easily manipulated,
Yeah.
and whenever they start hanging out with other people that are strong-willed, or maybe just a little bit smarter, or have that effervescent, personality that hasn't been beaten into the ground yet.
Yeah.
The person that gets jealous, quote unquote, will sell it as jealousy, and then badmouth that other person into the ground. I've seen it in my personal life where it's happened, where and I've seen it where, with people that I've had involvements with, where they get involved with somebody, and as soon as they start to exhibit any kind of signs of independence or little flickers of the personality that they used to have when their affair started, the person that gets jealous just automatically, boom, just starts coming down like a hammer. And a lot of times it'll result in like physical damage to property, like say, punching holes in the drywall or breaking personal belongings, um, or even physical violence towards the other party. And if the other person's got kids, then the kids are either witness to it, or the kids become victims themselves. And
A lot of the times it's a lot worse on the kids.
it
I mean,
is
it's like 100 times worse.
absolutely 100 times worse, because they start to exhibit, they start to get angry, and they start to feel, because the kids, they feel like they're being pushed out. And like for me, if, how can I put this without, if for me, like say for example, if my kids were in any kind of danger, I would go out of my way to make sure that they get removed from that environment. And it's not to say, it's not a slight against, the other party by any stretch of the imagination. That's not what I'm trying to say, because I'm not trying to get myself, you, or this whole show, sideways. But it's, the kids, they're the innocent bystanders in all of that. And a lot of times they end up becoming the victims. And if it's gone unchecked, those kids end up repeating that same kind of behavior
Exactly.
that they were exposed to, because whether it be the mother or the father that's involved in that type of relationship, they normalize it. Like, oh, it's okay, he or she's getting better, they're a better person now, they don't get angry. Um, it's really, I don't know. It's a sad narrative, because what you see, people that are codependent really fall victim to that a lot, and they may not realize it at first. Then they start to realize, oh well, this is the toxic environment. This is a toxic relationship, and then they make steps to remove themselves from that by eliminating that variable. And they should, but they need to stay committed to that cause. Um, so I mean, it's I mean, that's a hard subject to talk about. It really is.
Yes, especially between both of us, because we've both had those situations in our lives,
Yeah.
and we don't want to get. We'll go. You know what? We'll do a what the hell episode on that. I like skim the surface on one of the episodes, but I want to relive that too, especially with a different person, different view.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of stuff. We'll get back on topic now. We go after our exes. We'll go full on Spartan.
Yeah. See, that's just the thing. I kind of want to. I want to be able to. What's the word I'm looking for here? I want to avoid
Lawsuits?
Yeah. I want to avoid giving the opportunity for any individuals to assume that personality of King Leonidas and, you know, attempt to do that drop kick into that never-ending hole. Because if anybody's going to scream, "This is Sparta," it's going to be me. You know?
Oh yeah.
One, I've got the beard to do it. Two,
I don't know if you can get your leg up that high though.
oh, I can. I'll do it on camera. I don't care. You know, I can. I'll do it on camera. I can kick the slide out if I wanted to, but you know, I probably could get my heel just a little bit above that shelf right there. But
I could probably too. It's been a while though. I think I did it once, and my dumbass was wearing Wranglers at the time. And have you ever seen an egg get pressed by a hydraulic press? That's basically what happened. I went down to the ground fast.
yeah, you know, and it's funny because we're gonna jump for just a second.
Yeah.
But that subject matter came up, believe it or not, this past weekend when I was visiting my girlfriend. We were sitting out, and I think it was her sister that was out there with us, or it may have been some of her cousins. I can't remember which, but talking about we'll just call them no square injuries, right? It
Yeah.
was funny because it was like, hold on a second here. Oh, see already. Xander Bogaerts scores in the top of the second. Red Sox now lead the Yankees 1-0. Anyway, so the universe, at least in the for the meantime, is still in balance for me. But anyways, I digress. So we were talking about it, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, you know, they were talking about wedgies front and back, and I'm like, oh, no, you have not experienced true pain until you accidentally sit on one of your balls.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
It's like, especially when you get into a car, like you're climbing into the seat, and then you just got, ooh, all of a sudden.
Or you're wearing too tight of pants, or the pants are loose, but
They bind up.
They bind up on that one side,
Mm-hmm.
and you just basically, it literally looks so horrific because you're just standing the next moment, and you turn just away, and you're like, oh God, and you just fall.
Now, shout out to 511 Tactical, man, because I'm telling you, I'm wearing a pair of their pants now. Hands down, probably one of my favorite pairs of pants because I have not had that issue at all while I'm wearing these pants. And I think it's just because of the construction of the pants.
I want those freaking Chuck Norris pants. You ever seen those?
No. Now you got me wanting to look them up.
They're
Damn you.
They have like spandex or something in between the midsection, so you can do high kicks and everything. I think it was back in the 70s or early 80s.
And they're Wranglers to boot. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. See, no, and the 511 Tactical's got blue jeans.
Really?
Yeah.
Send me the link.
They are $75 a pair.
Don't send me the link. Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, I mean, it was funny that you brought that up because I was like, oh, wait a minute, and then it just took me back to last weekend. So
Yeah. You know it's sad, and a lot of people that are actually listening to this, the few viewers that we have, they'll listen to these shows and everything. It's like, when do they get back on topic? And I was like,
because that's not our thing.
Well, it's no one's thing. Every podcast that I listen to, they stay on topic a little bit.
Even on Free Range America, whenever you got your name mentioned during the podcast, I mean, they just went wildly off track. I mean, they started talking about renting out a broom closet to a 17-year-old who had no experience at all, but she was willing to learn, and she's like, go get her. And they're like, we're going to put you in the maybe pile. You know, and I'm like, huh, wow, that spiraled way out of control, and I'm like, suddenly don't feel quite so bad. Because
yeah, I have to listen to those.
They've got the shell casing rosin table, or not resin or rosin, but resin table. There's the difference between resin and rosin. Thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk. But you know, they've got all this high production value. They got really great mics. They've got cool cameras. They've got editors. They've got graphics people. And they're monetized. So
that's because they own their own company.
And I'm sitting here going, Huh. Okay. Oh, speaking of which, um, you know what we probably should do is get a hold of Anchor and see if like we can get like a code, like a discount code
We already get
from like for our listeners that if you want to start your own podcast, go
no,
to.
that's free.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well.
And I do the intro.
Yeah.
That intro is our monetization.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, we have $2 now.
We have $2. Look at that.
You want $1?
You know what? I don't want to spend it all in one place. So let's reinvest that back into the show. But
And that's compound interest of almost 2 years of people not listening but listening. And I found out people are going like deep down in our podcast because Mike Kurtz, he was telling me, he was like, yeah, dude, I really like that farmer guy. I was like, farmer guy? What the fuck are you talking about? He's like, he was on one of your episodes. You mean Steve Bags? Yeah, we did an episode because I wanted to learn more about ranching, and because I only did like 2 weeks of ranching, and that was because I was in the military. But I was like, yeah, he's a really great guy. You should check out that episode. It was actually a pretty interesting.
Yeah, I got a call from Maria the other day, and she's like, it actually was yesterday. She goes, when are you doing more episodes? I'm like, well, I'm going to the studio today. Why? She goes, because I'm out of new stuff. I'm doing reruns now.
Love you, Maria. I honestly, I love that woman.
You know, so I'm sitting there going.
She messaged me. Well, you could. She messaged the Facebook page.
Yeah.
That anybody can message it. We'll talk to you.
Oh yeah.
As long as it's nothing like crazy and you don't send dick pics. And make sure it's a good dick if you do. I'm not. I'm talking. I'm
So warning signs.
But
warning signs. Yeah. So
I can get us back on topic.
yeah.
A lot of warning signs, though. Getting back on topic of how to stuttering. You'd be surprised, a person that actually stutters a lot. Like me, I do actually have a stuttering problem.
Okay, so I should be watching for warning signs about you.
Yeah, but if they don't have a stuttering problem for a long period of times, and then they start having a stuttering problem when they're talking, what?
Christian Arroyo just hit a 2-run home run. It's 3-0 Red Sox right now.
We do that on fucking Mondays.
Well, I'm sorry, dude. It's Red Sox Yankees weekend, and I've got the game up. So yeah, go ahead. I'm actively participating in this conversation. By the way, I'm just saying.
I feel abandoned. Already.
Abandoned?
Yes.
Dude,
I don't have abandonment issues, but you're giving me abandonment issues.
think about how my ex-wife felt. Okay, and this is the only time that I'm going to mention her on the show is the fact that for 6 months out of the year, she proclaimed herself. She identified as a Red Sox widow. The dulcet tones of Joe Castiglione became an unofficial member of our family during 6 months out of the year. The games, mostly being played on the West or East Coast, would start at 6 o'clock, and we would have Joe playing in the background while we were at the dinner table. And
What is that in like nerd speak?
Okay,
Because
so
I have
Joe
no-
Castiglione is the play-by-play guy for the Red Sox radio network, and he's been calling games for the Red Sox since like '86. He has called more games for the Red Sox than any other man in history. You know, like the Rangers have Eric Nadal.
Okay, it's like Kevin
Yeah.
Smith talking about Marvel movies.
No,
Because he does it a lot.
just because he does it a lot. No, I mean, this is an honest-to-God play-by-play. Anyways, digressing. Let's move on. Sorry.
So, stuttering.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people actually, if you're talking to a person and everything like that, and they start to stutter,
Yeah.
it's more likely they're lying.
Absolutely.
Another couple of tricks, and I got this from Veritas? No, Victory. Damn it!
I know that there's one sign, too, that you can look at. If the person looks up and to the right, they're creating a lie because they're accessing that portion of the brain, whereas if they look up and to the left, they're accessing their memories when they're trying to tell you a story.
God, I look at the left a lot. I really do. Because
Yeah,
I
so if
always
you
have
look
to.
up and to the left, or is it the other way around? No, if they look up and to the left, they're accessing the creative portions of their brain, versus up and to the right, they're accessing the memory portion of their brain.
God, I can't remember this guy's podcast, YouTube channel. Fuck, he's one of those people though. He's an ex-Navy SEAL.
Mhm.
Not to give you any kind of hops of what he says and everything like that, but he's an ex-Navy SEAL, and he's like me to the point where I'm a minimalist. I don't like to carry a lot of stuff,
Mhm.
even though I carry. Unlike my dad, who carries like a ball and chain just in case.
Yeah.
But he was saying a lot of stuff that you would want to carry on you, get something that says Rolex on it. It doesn't have to like be an actual Rolex. He's like, the only reason why I have a Rolex on me at all times is not because I'm trying to be fancy, but people know the name Rolex. So if you want to get out of the situation, give them the watch. They already think, hey, it's a Rolex. And he's like, I've probably had to drop Rolex like several hundred times that I've started buying Folexes instead of a Rolex, because it's just a name. You're giving them a name product that goes in the significant of, hey, I have money now. And
That's a good idea.
yeah, I had a Folex for a while, and I've never used it like that. But after he said that, I was like, that makes fucking perfect sense.
Yeah, that does. That makes a lot of sense.
And always
actually.
carry like an extra wallet with at least $80 in it. So if they want to steal your wallet and everything, they hand you your wallet. You give them the wallet and you show them that it has some cash in it. He said 60 to 80, just to give it that kind of girth, not girth, but the idea that there's a lot of money in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you hand them that and they run off.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But a lot of getting away from people like that because of it's more or less perception.
Yeah.
And another way to do it, and this might sound strange, is be more complacent to them.
Yeah, because I mean, it's in those moments. I mean, you get a lot of these blowhards, a lot of these bro vets that are out there. They'll proclaim to have this Superman complex.
Did I ever tell you who made that up?
Mm-mm. Bro vets?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Angry Cop and JT.
Really?
Yeah.
I was wondering about that because, like, you hear people like John Burke use that term, and it's not a good term at all. I mean, you get these guys that are like, I mean, they'd be the first person to call somebody out for being a boot.
Well, they wanted to. Okay, they were
or
tired.
they'll be like, "I'm a veteran, get away from me," and it's like, look, dude, I get it. Like, a good percentage of the population is now veterans. Don't
Some of
be
them
an
not even
asshat.
real veterans.
Yes, I mean, yeah, you get those stolen valor cocksuckers out there, but
Yeah.
There was that meme out there. This dude had he had 5 stars on his collar on his shoulder lapels and a specialist rank sewn onto the sleeve. It's like a 5-star general specialist is watching you. You know, it's like, hold up, everybody. This dude needs to put some pussy for the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
It's like, golly, dude. You know, and slightly off again, if you're going to steal valor, do your fucking homework. Oh, my God. If you're going to sit there.
Funny story.
If you're going to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, well, Special Forces. Know what the fucking MOS is.
No, even Jack Melville has the lead on that. And he says he does it. Jack Melville, you know who Jack Melville is?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Okay. Well, when we went down, that was the only person that we saw down there when we went to the Black Rifle Coffee shop down in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Which you should visit. Very nice. And they also sell like field crafts, survival gear.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting it out there, Evan, if you ever listen to us. I miss you. and and
He does. It's an unhealthy obsession.
it really is. It's like I just love short people.
Yeah, well, me, I'm more of the bearded type. So Matt, if you're listening, call me.
But but a Red Horse crew gave him a Red Horse hat,
Hmm.
and so and Red Horse is civil engineering for the Air Force.
Right.
It's like special teams.
Hmm.
Anyways, he went around. He learned all the duty stations that Red Horses were at, all the kinds of stuff. He was telling my dad this. He was like, "Yeah, I had to do all this stuff." And he's like, "Wait a minute, but were you a veteran?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I was in the Marine Corps. I was in infantry, but I was a dumbass." But oh man, I love Jack Nightingale. But another thing, back on topic. We should do every time we get back on topic, say back on topic, so if they can scroll over and it's like, oh, they're just talking some bullshit.
No,
But
because I
love
want
it
them
being-
to suffer through this. I do, and suffering is the applicable term here, and it's the correct one. I'm not misspeaking here at all. They will suffer through the bullshit because this is the production value that you get for a free podcast. So
You take it and you like it.
I mean, at some point we're going to be able to pay the royalties to get that soundbite of the judge from Caddyshack. You'll get nothing and like it,
I think you can use that.
We might be able to, so we
Might
can
be
find
one of
that.
the, yeah, we might. I'll
We'll get a
start.
soundboard and be like, dink, you'll get nothing and like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But deception, and we'll get into the fighting part later. But deception,
Deception, misdirection.
and feeling empathy for the other person.
Yeah, see, true narcissists don't feel empathy, though.
Well, it's like one of those things that
It's a disingenuous empathy. So,
no,
yeah, I get that.
It's more or less like going out. It's like, oh man, who hurt you? Are you? Are you
okay, so that's them trying to rush in and be that knight in shining armor. But girls, specifically, let me tell you something. Knights in shining armor, beware, because they're like baseball players without dirt on their uniforms. If their armor is still shiny, or if their uniforms don't have dirt on them, that means they didn't fucking do anything. They've been sitting on the bench, playing the part of the cheerleader, or in the case of the Shining Knight, he sat back and let his pages do the dirty work for him. So don't trust anybody that doesn't have a few dings and dents, because I tell you what, it's people like you and I, where we've got dents, we've got gouges in our armor, and they're scuffed up. But you know what? Those are battle scars. I mean, those are lessons that we've had to learn the hard way, and those are lessons that we've learned from, and we can apply that through practical application in our life to be a better person. So for those of us who have been run around on, been lied about, and things of that nature, we don't tend to get as outwardly, outward. What's the word I'm looking for? Wordly?
I think that might be it.
Outwardly, whatever. I can't speak English.
We made a
sometimes.
new word.
Yeah, outwardly. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. We don't project that anger because we're able to manage that because it's something that we've kind of conditioned ourselves to. It's like, okay.
How do you spell valor?
Which word?
Valor.
Valor, VALOR.
VALOR.
Uh-huh. So, but, it's, you're going to get these people that are going to swoop in. They're going to be like, oh, I can't believe that you got treated this way. And they take advantage of you when you're having a very low psychological moment, when you're not feeling all that great about yourself. They pick up on these things. I mean, a lot of times these people that victimize other individuals, I mean, they look for those, for those people that are weak. They build them up.
Vigilance Elite. That's what it was. Sorry.
Vigilance.
Yeah, Vigilance Elite. God, what's his name? Sean Ryan.
Yeah, see, and this is why I need a MacBook instead of being able to rely on my damn iPad all the time. So, for any of our listeners out there, if you have a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro that will run Big Sur, please, by all means, contact us. We'll provide you with a mailing address, and it'll be all. Well, we could provide like a donation receipt. I don't know. Anyways, digressing. Go ahead. That was me.
Well, actually, you could do that.
That was me taking my shot to get a MacBook. Yeah. But
which I gotta get him to talk to my brother about that. Let's see if I can get him to do that. He says he don't have time moving and everything. I told him probably just wait until he gets to Alabama. I mean, it'd be a little bit more expensive, but
or there's the whole I can do the work too. It's not the first time I've had to crack open a piece of electronics.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff that, and another thing is, and I will say this and repeat this throughout the whole thing if I have to, is, and it might sound as silly, and until you're actually in that situation and everything like that, take a couple of seconds, breathe, and get your composure. And this sounds like it's going to suck, but know that you're probably going to die. Once you get that out of your head, the fear from the situation will go away. You'll be able to think more clearly and figure out a better way to get out of that situation.
Well, it's not so much that. I mean, but if you're in a struggle, like you're in a physical confrontation, just like anything else, crisis management, you take that deep breath and you slow everything down mentally.
Yeah.
Pitchers in baseball call it clearing the mechanism, and they do it before every pitch, so that way they can drown out the crowd noise and things of that nature. But assess your situation, okay? Because when you take the time to slow everything down, believe it or not, your situational awareness becomes incredibly heightened.
Yeah.
Because your flight or fight is kicking in like crazy at that point. So you're looking for points of egress. You're looking for ways to get out, get away. You're looking for obstacles that you could use to help aid you in gaining distance between you and your attacker.
And
because I promise you this, you get these people that are like, well, I'll just call 911. Well, that's all well and good, but if they're on top of you, you're not going to have a free hand to activate your emergency setting on your cell phone. Sorry.
Unless you have a Nokia, then you have a weapon right there.
Yeah,
that's
if you got
indestructible.
if you got the old school Nokia, yeah, and they attack you while you're playing your game of Snake, then you just clock them upside the head. But
and probably just end them lives.
Especially if you hit them with that fake antenna. But right, it's like that's like a mini stiletto there.
If you're listening to us, it's basically me doing a stabbing motion in a person's neck. That thing will kill anything.
But
I mean, the hardness of it just is, it's like vibranium.
Yeah, pretty much. But because ultimately at the end of the day, we're going to be responsible for our own well-being, because let's face it, I mean, and I'm not disparaging the police at all. I mean, I support the police 100%, because there are good cops out there, and then there's crappy cops. I mean, just like there's good soldiers and good Marines, bad soldiers and bad Marines. The same thing with airmen, sailors. I want to include Coast Guardsmen, but anyways.
See what you did there, sir.
Yeah, what do we even call the Space Force people? Do we call them? We can't call them Space Rangers.
Did you see the new thing?
No.
That the Army is training the Space Marines.
See, I'm waiting for them to open up that Space Shuttle Door Gunner MOS. I will re-enlist. I don't care. How cool would that be? Anyways, you got to imagine, would it be a minigun? Right?
You were like, we're going to be back. Wait. No, we got to come back. We got to come back.
I mean,
I want that Space Gunner thing.
I mean, that's probably one of the few times that you could get away with being an absolute fobbit, where you got every piece of gear known to man attached to you, and it's just simply due to the fact that You don't want your spacesuit getting ripped and depressurizing while you're wearing it. That just wouldn't be good, right? But you know, we're responsible for our own safety ultimately. You and I both huge, huge supporters of the Second Amendment. We, among other things, we believe that all the rest of our freedoms in this country are secured by the Second Amendment.
Exactly.
Which is why the left is so fervent about getting rid of our gun rights. But I mean, men and women alike, go out and get a concealed carry license. Be proficient with that weapon. And then you have to take on that personal responsibility of making sure that it's kept safe. I suggest getting those Kydex holsters where they lock themselves in. You have to twist them to get out. And get comfortable with it, because you're responsible for your own safety. Because in situations where you let somebody in and they suck the life force out of you, they suck the money out of your account, they just drain you of all your personal worth as far as like self-esteem is concerned. Those are the people. They seemingly just, to me, it just seems like they get away with it, because you got all these enabling people that are around them that encourage that type of behavior, and it's usually because those types of shitheads run together. But I can think of a couple of people off the top of my head that here in town that fit that bill to a T.
Yeah.
They come in, they use up the individuals that they get together with, and they're only out for themselves, and it's when they feel like they're being backed into a corner, then they turn feral and they start ripping stuff up. They start threatening. They'll start.
Roundabout, we actually both dated the same person that ended up doing the same thing.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh,
No, she was like
yeah,
that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm tracking.
Yeah, she was like that though.
But with, it's kind of, it's discouraging, because, you look at some of these, and to be completely honest, if we're talking about demographics and statistics, I mean, most of the people that prey upon individuals are male. So, I mean,
there's a lot of females.
There are, but, statistically speaking, at least, here locally at least.
No, you hear mostly from the male side.
Yeah, because guys
it's more
are just
aggressive, and it makes more news because.
Yeah, and then everybody looks at the guy like, well, why didn't you do something about it?
We don't hear on the female side only because, and
it's usually because we only hear about it if it's a woman, if it's people like Casey Anthony or Arlene Warnos. It's only after they've committed these atrocious acts that we hear about the women. It's usually because at that point their victim is dead. So,
yeah.
But don't be afraid to speak up. If you feel like this person that you've brought into your life is exhibiting these signs, go with your gut.
And never think there is no way out.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this right now, give us a message that you feel that you're entrapped. I'll show up. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no morals when it comes to stuff like that.
Well, I mean, there's...
And this goes with male or female.
Exactly. So, it's but we're not by any stretch of the imagination are we advocating the vigilante type attitude. No, I mean, we'll provide the resources, but at the same time, if we need to, we will show up.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need. I mean, just to if anything else, just to be that moral support. But it's a situation where it's like, while yeah, we are personally responsible for our own safety. Sometimes, just like with our veteran and law enforcement communities, that are facing this suicide epidemic, we just need to know somebody's there.
And a mass exodus.
Yeah, and it's like okay.
I almost hurt my brain off that big word.
Exodus?
Yeah.
Yeah, spell that. Anyways.
Fuck you.
I promise that Mr. David Dickerman does hold a high school diploma. And no, it's not a GED.
I also hold a grudge, motherfucker.
I'm not scared of you.
That doesn't help that my weapon's behind you.
Oh, that's right, it is. Yeah, no, I'm really not scared. You know?
Even my bow, if I wanted to go with my bow's over by you. The only thing I have is my knife, so I don't have anything that could actually...
I could break these arrows in half and stab you with the carbon fiber.
I know. I have nothing over here.
I mean,
Nothing I don't want to...
You've got 2 pins, but I've got a boom mic over here. And I've got an iPad that has Apple Care on it.
The only thing I have is that espresso.
Yeah, but really? I got the good one on my side.
God damn it. But talking about weapons and knowing your environment, that's another good point off is...
unless you're going to marry this individual, I mean, and absolutely marry this individual, if you know, and if it's going to get to that point, vet the shit out of them. I mean, seriously. Get to know their family inside and out. And if, you know, I mean, you're going to expect that this individual is going to have a falling out with at least 1 or 2 members of the family. But if that number starts to rapidly approach 45 to 50% and goes over that threshold, run away as far as you possibly can. Because there's always, what is it, 3 sides to every story? His side, her side, and the truth.
One side, well... Pointing it out in this way, you're absolutely right, but just it's one side, your side, their side, and the truth.
Yeah. So
we're trying to be more gender fluid. We're getting our
I don't
ESG.
care.
We're trying to get our ESG.
Then explain to me why Amazon on their website has a gender, there's more than 2 genders t-shirt, but on the cut it's male or female. You explain that one to me.
You're racist. That's what I...
Racist?
Yes, that's
no,
what it is.
how's that racist?
Hey, that's what all those... Oh, Nazi. There we go. I'll just go with Nazi.
I'm a scientific agnologist.
No, Nazi. All that big word that you try to put out right there just spells Nazi to me.
Okay, so at the risk of exposing myself here, you're talking to a guy that graduated by the skin of his teeth. Because why? I thought, well, what do I need school for? I'm joining the Army. Little did I know. That's why if we ever invent time travel, I'm going to go back in time, kick myself in the ass, and be like, don't do A, B, and C, but do D, E, and F.
Yeah, what's really strange, you're talking to a person that tried to get his doctorate. Yeah, it'd be a doctor and everything. And
it's scary to think how we could have turned out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have all this knowledge. Some of the knowledge and stuff like that is kind of scary me. Once you get to, like, you know me to a little point, and you understand it, and you accept it, but there's like, I was like, how does he come up with some of this stuff every once in a while? I was like, I heard it like, if I had that limitless pill, I would be like,
right?
Why haven't they invented something like that? But combat,
yeah. So.
Now on something like this, what you got to understand is you're not looking to overpower by strength.
Mm-mm.
Not at all. And this is both male and female. Okay?
Yeah.
If a female is fighting a female, their likelihood, depending on weight class and stuff like that, I want you to understand you're a fight for your freaking life.
Yeah.
And
center of gravity is your friend.
Center of gravity.
Momentum.
Bite. Claw.
Any fight that you lose is a fair fight. So anytime that I think that I would get into a fight, now obviously I'm going to try to diplomatically get myself out of a fight because
it's called verbal jujitsu.
If I can talk my way out of a fight, great. Because, well, yeah, you get that stereotypical caveman, alpha male, I'm just going to bash your face in. Sometimes you need that therapeutic release of just beating somebody. But I say that like it's a everyday occurrence, but it's what's the word I'm looking for here?
I give you the word.
Physical violence should be the last resort. Now, obviously, there may be times where you're backed into a corner and you have no other recourse
Yeah.
but to do that. If you're fighting a guy, whether you're another dude or if you're a woman, the first thing you should go for is the balls. Kick them square in the nuts as hard as you possibly can. And even if it's a glancing blow, sometimes those are the ones that hurt the most. And then go for the eyes. Go for the eyes. Throat punch is always an option.
Pull up the nose.
Yeah, pull up the nose or just that palm strike to the nose.
That doesn't really work all too well.
Well, no,
if you grab like
you punch anybody in the nose, dude, their eyes are going to water, and it's going to give you a second or two to at least get some distance.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No, and that's another thing. Don't stay to finish off the guy.
No, don't.
Get it to where you can run and run.
Yeah, because especially with the way that the legal system in this country is rigged nowadays, is the fact that if you were the one that's being attacked, you will find somebody who will be out there to be like, well, instead of incapacitating their attacker, they stayed to finish it off, and it's like at that point they don't consider it self-defense anymore; they consider it manslaughter.
Yeah, because you have people out there. Oh, he tried to rob me and he pulled a gun on me, so I shot him. Your life is more better than his, so you had to end his. Yeah.
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 Yeah, exactly. It's like somebody breaks into my home. I will announce to them that I am armed, and they've got X amount of seconds to unask my AO before they start catching some hate, either in 5.56 or 9mm. That's all there is to it. And I just got a new.
Did you finally get a new scope?
I didn't get a scope for my AR yet, but I got a new light for my Glock, and it's got it goes from a steady light to a strobe, and then it's got the green laser on the other side. So there's 2 buttons on it.
I need to start investing in a light and a holster for a light, only because my eyesight's starting to gleam a little bit downwards now.
Well, I'll shoot you the link for that for the.
You don't have to.
No, I'll shoot you. No,
my dad probably has a light for my guns.
Well, I'm just telling you, I'm going to show you the one that I've got. But anyways,
okay.
But
it's one of those things. I can scrounge around over my dad's house, and he'll just like, oh yeah, I got this over here, and here you go.
Well, hey, if you find a sight mark, reflex red dot for me, that would be great. Save me about $150. So
technically, I got one. I just needed the batteries for it. You didn't see that red dot that I had on on that 22.
No, I didn't. See, no. They're rated for different calibers because I don't want to put one on my AR only to have the zero knocked off every time I pull the trigger. No, so it's stout. Oh God, really? Jesus.
He does competitions.
Anyways, we got wildly off track again.
We did get wildly off track, but we at one point in time we gave some good information.
Hey, remember we were talking about HOAs before we came in here today?
Oh God, yes.
The episode 145 of Free Range American.
I've already watched.
They're talking about homeowners associations.
It was freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah, I just got the notification for it, so yeah, I'm gonna listen to that later tonight.
It was hilarious, but in any given situation like that, now don't call us if you think that someone's a serial killer and everything. Call the cops.
Yeah, first and foremost, your first call needs to be to the police. I mean, if somebody's doing something illegal in your home or doing something damaging to your to your property, the authorities need to be the one to handle that. No, when we extended that invitation, for assistance from us,
we will call the cops and have them there.
We'll have the cops there with us, but we will be there to help you. We're not going to be there as an aggressor. We're not a quick reactionary force.
Yeah.
We're not there to serve as your own personal SWAT team. That's not what we're saying. we are there to help get you out of a bad situation, or we are there to help sit down with you and listen to you vent, because we would rather listen to somebody vent about their problems and listen to them vent about their life.
Then go to a memorial service.
Yeah, I mean, hands down, 100%. You know, that's first and foremost. I mean, that's the way that I am when I work with veterans. That's the way that we need to be with everybody else.
Yeah.
So, but you know, if you find yourself in one of these situations where you feel like you're trapped, not necessarily physically, but like emotionally trapped or mentally trapped, because somebody is talking, you know, somebody's just verbally, and in some cases even physically beating you down, or emotionally beating you down, that's abuse.
Yeah.
100%. And you've got these people out there that live in this world that's all they do. That is, I mean, that's what they get off on, because while they're sleeping with you, they're sleeping with 3 or 4 other people. And you know, they
or
always,
killing 3 other people. That was the whole thing, was the killing 3
right
other people.
You know, usually
You
the
keep on
people
going back to the chief, man.
usually the people that you know that you know are the aggressors. You know, at night, look for the little things, like how do they put their cell phones down? If they put their cell phones screen down, they're hiding something.
I only do that because I don't want any kind of messages or anything. I always put it down,
Well,
not because.
No, I'm talking about like if you're in a relationship with somebody,
Yeah.
and you've invited them into your bedroom, and this person is putting their cell phone screen side down, and it, you know, no, I mean, because they'll try to play it off like, well, I put my phone on silent because it goes off all night long because I've got all these other notifications, or they'll put the screen down because they're like, oh well, it's too bright and it keeps going off. Well, you know what? Put your phone into sleep mode or do not disturb, because phone calls can get through, but all the other notifications will be silent until the next day.
And if they get really defensive of you going for their phone.
Yeah.
Like if I go, hey, Johnny, let me check your phone real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
And
here,
they,
let
what
me
are
unlock
you
it
doing?
for you.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You know, let me unlock it for you. You know, let me hand it to you. You know,
I mean, if you do that with my phone, you're taking your own chances with your own sanity. But
safe to say, you and I are not in a relationship. So, you know, and Mindy will attest to it. You're kind of not my type. So there's that.
You say that now.
No, I'm confident enough in my
couple of
heterosexuality.
Couple of shots of tequila, we might have to change that.
No, sir. See, statements like that make me not want to party with you. You know, but you know, we find ourselves in these you know, seeing these stories, or we see these situations pop up in real life.
And even when we actually talk about it, we go, you know what, this could have been prevented. There's certain situations that can't be prevented, not at all.
Yeah.
But there's certain situations that can be prevented. Like even if you know you're going, if there's like reports in the news, like, hey, this person's been, there's been killings in such and not to dog our city, but if there's, you know, robberies in Lucy Park, and you decide to go to Lucy Park, go with a couple of friends.
Yeah, go with a couple of friends. Take a knife at least. You know.
Yeah.
But
pepper spray.
Pepper spray.
Have something on you
exactly
that can do some damage. A monkey's paw, with and I'll describe this monkey paw to the viewers that don't know. All it is a ball bearing wrapped in nylon zip cord.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all it is, and it freaking does some damage.
Yeah. So I mean, but you know, we have to look at, you know, we have to look out for ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, surround yourself with the right kinds of people. If you find yourself surrounded by people that are enabling these destructive behaviors, that where you know you find yourself, you know, inviting these types of destructive individuals, these toxic individuals, and I love the word toxic. I do, because as far as like a descriptive term, because there's really no other way to describe these individuals, whether it be a parent, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, a husband or a wife, you know, our family member, extended or otherwise, or
Oh,
even if
no,
it's just a
there's
friend.
there's a new term. Hold on. Hold on. Try. Let me think of it. What was it? Shit hose. I think it was a shit hose.
Shit hose or a shit heel?
No, a shit hose. I heard it. I heard it today on Clear It Hot, and Andy freaking was like, "I'm using that shit hose." Yeah.
Shit hose. Okay. Well, you get these shit hose individuals, or toxic for those who are not in the know.
I want to bring that back into our little community. That's. I'm gonna use that a lot. He's a fucking shit hose.
But if you're gonna find these individuals out there. I mean, they're gonna look for you. They're gonna look at and they're gonna see. Initially, they're gonna look at you like, oh, this is a challenge, and once they feel like they've got a foot in the door, they will sell themselves as being the best thing in the world, and all they want to do is just make you happy. And they want to do this, they want to do that.
Fuck.
You know.
I did it again.
What did you do?
No, the way you're describing it just sounds like someone that wanted to date me a little bit. I'm
Right.
like,
But
oh fuck, I did it.
you know, and it's an old school term, and I think it's really applicable. It's snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
You know, snake oil salesmen, frauds, narcissists. I mean, that is the go-to because that's exactly what they are. Because it's never their fault. It's never their fault.
Yeah.
You know, and these are the same types of people that they're out having numerous relationships at the same time that they're in one with you. And if you refuse to call them out on it, I don't want to throw these victims under the bus, but like sometimes, man, it's like some of these victims, they bring that crap on themselves. And I say that in the context of they know that behavior is taking place. They make excuses for it, and then they just keep inviting it back.
I always wonder when I'm like looking at doing the research and everything if that person's like, I found a severed head, but it just didn't connect. I'm like, what?
I cannot stand those individuals, both male and female. They're like, I can fix them. It's not your fucking job to fix this other individual. That was their parents' responsibility, and their parents failed miserably. It is not your fault that is a load that they should have swallowed, but it is your fault if you allow that to keep coming into your life after they've knocked you around a couple of times. You know, I mean, one is too many times. Once is too many times. If they put their hands on you, get them out.
Yeah.
Okay? Because, especially for men, if you put your hands on a woman to make yourself feel more dominant and get yourself more established into that position of control, I'm sorry, that's some baby dick energy that you're projecting right there. That's like dudes that drive around in big jacked up trucks, low profile tires while they're sucking their buddies off the Florida-Georgia line. Okay? Sorry. It's some baby dick energy, and they need to go take that shit somewhere else.
I'm so proud of you actually pulled that off. It sounded like you were about to stutter and go into the hole, but you kept it going and you made it through that whole Georgia line thing.
Hey, I'm telling you, man,
you're getting better.
It's all about that conviction, right?
Yeah.
But you know, there's the stutter.
Yeah.
But we have these people out there. That's all that they want. I mean, they step on their dick parenthetically or sometimes figuratively. Well, figuratively and parenthetically, it means the same thing, people. But
well, if you're a 3-foot midget, you can actually do it.
But the ratio still needs to work out. Anyways, digress. Okay, see, I don't know, for whatever reason, dude, you had me thinking of this well-hung fucking midget walking around with a tiki torch going, you're in the land of the little people now. Holla, 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 the yellow brick road. You know, but God. So I can think of a couple of our viewers, if they're listening to this driving down the road, they are having to hold the steering wheel straight so they don't swerve into the shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah. Sorry. God, where did that come from? Thank you,
I
Seth
have no idea, dude.
That one right there is Seth MacFarlane's fault. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah. You know. God.
Well,
Anyways,
let's wrap this one
so
up.
yeah, I mean, you find, I mean, these people that are they're out there, and it's just like that's all they get off on the idea that they can step on their dick, they can completely screw the pooch. They get kicked out of whatever it is, whatever situation that they weaseled themselves into, and then a month, 2 months maybe, and sometimes it's even as little as a couple of weeks. They're like, I'm sorry. They'll admit to some wrongdoing, but they won't take full ownership of the situation.
Yeah.
And they'll somehow make it seem like it's your fault that things went south and that you're willing to give it another shot if they are. And it's like,
The best one was Christopher Titus, where he always had like toxic relationships and everything, or shit hoses.
oh, you're talking
And-
about like his yeah, that bitch was a frame off restoration from the floor up.
Now it was even funnier with the whole. Just remember, when you're pointing at me, you have 3 fingers pointing at you.
So that's why I knife hand. Because the problem, it's all you, motherfucker.
That's why I just use a chloroform rag, man.
Wow.
I go right straight to 11.
Yeah, they didn't come off Papa Sierra at all. I'm just saying. Papa Sierra, for those of you who do not know the NATO phonetic alphabet, is PNS, which is the abbreviation for psychos and sociopaths. See what I did there? Anyways, we're moving on. So yeah, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Bottom line, find yourself a resource, a go-to person that you can absolutely depend on. And if anything else, shoot us a message through our Facebook page, and we'll try to get you connected with the right resources, with the right people. And if you're here local, I mean, we're not above sitting down with you over a cup of coffee and just letting you vent. I mean, we sit on this show and we shoot the shit.
Yeah, we had last episode with Mark Kurtz. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's like, we shoot the shit and we give each other hell, and we spend more time laughing and getting off topic than we do actually talking about the actual subject matter that we're shooting for.
I think 20 minutes was actually the topic that we were actually getting into, and then we just went off the rails. For the
Yeah, because I think
40.
we're probably looking at like an hour right now. But
Yeah.
but bottom line is that everybody is responsible for their own personal safety, but it always helps to have an army behind you. And I'm not talking about battalions or divisions. I mean, it could be as little as a fire team. 5, 6 different people, maybe that, 1 or 2 people that you can absolutely depend on to answer that phone at 3 o'clock in the morning to say, hey, I'm in some shit. I need you to come help me. Find that person and make that person your, quote unquote, ride or die.
Yeah.
But find that person and then extend the same courtesy and be that person for them as well. Because at that point, it's about accountability. Because accountability just introduces itself and it just weaves itself into the DNA of that relationship, that with that ride or die. People are going to fall into traps. They're going to become susceptible to the smooth talkers, to the people that say the right things at the right time. But look for the little signs, because the people that say the right things at the right time, about a good percentage of those people are talking out of the other side of their mouth, and they're throwing you under the bus when they're sleeping in bed with somebody else. Those are the dangerous ones.
Or
that you
trying
need
to
look
kill
out
other
for.
people.
Yeah, or trying to kill other people. But I mean, the likelihood that we're going to run into an actual serial murderer.
Yeah, it's very, very low.
It's very, very little.
I even said it in the beginning. It's very low, but
regardless as to what type of abuse that it is that you're encountering, whether it's mental, verbal, emotional, or even physical, it's all domestic violence, and it's something that is punishable by law. And if the law enforcement agencies in the county that you live in are doing their fucking jobs, as opposed to some of these rural counties that are like the good old Boys and Girls Club, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
They're going to punish that individual. Or but you've got to have resources in place. make sure that you get that done. And, past that, we're here. We may not be able to get there at 3 o'clock in the morning, but we're going to do everything that we can to help you get that to help you get that infrastructure set up. And I hate ending a show on a somber note, but I think we really need to do that on this one, just to kind of drive that point home.
Exactly.
But again, if you're on YouTube, give us a subscribe, like the video, leave us some comments, get involved. We're on Spotify. We're also on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review, even if it's a shit review. Right now, I think we're up to 2 reviews. We had one review where we talked where somebody had talked about how they hardly stay on topic. Something about a short guy, and then the other guy with his beard being on point. His takes are pretty fire.
Yeah, I wonder who wrote that one, you little shitbag.
Shitbag? Really? No.
Shithost. Sorry.
Shithost. Okay.
Shithost.
If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
But anyways, in all seriousness, engage us on our different platforms.
Or just one. I mean,
Yeah,
you
or
can get
even
us
just
on
one.
Instagram. You can get us on Facebook. You
Yeah.
can get us on
Twitter. Yeah.
I keep on forgetting that one.
Yeah.
You
So
can get us on Patreon.
yeah, look for the links in our bio and
I still haven't done the Patreon.
update the bio. Yeah. Okay. So, but we're branching out. We're trying to make ourselves more accessible. But be careful, everybody. And until
Yep.
next time, I'm Johnny Skelton,
I'm David Dickerman.
and we'll see y'all next time.
Later.